Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure. And this is my perspective. Thank you so much, Thai Boxing, for the first contribution. I appreciate you. Said Black women have become the face of baby mama, baby drama, and baby deletion culture. And it's a sad thing. It's actually a rather sad situation that we see it unfold, because the crazy part about it is when I was choosing this thumbnail, I thought of so many thumbnails that I could have put up there, and that just made me shake my head. I could have put up 4 different women, and then after that, I could have thought of 4 more different women to put up there. And I chose the women that I chose because these women are of different professions. They are of different backgrounds for the most part. And still coming up with the same outcomes. I'm still trying to figure out how Naomi Osaka found herself doing it. Girl, you come on. A whole different culture, Naomi. Hallie from Hallie and Chloe, they upbringing didn't say baby mama. Far as I know about how they was brought up, why you a baby mama? I could have put Sexy Red up there. I could have put Summer Walker up there. I could have put Brittany Renner up there. The fact that I had so many different women to choose from was a problem in and of itself. But we are all familiar with the statistic that of all of the mothers, of all of the Black mothers, nearly half, about 47% of Black mothers are single mothers. Okay? About 47%. So that means of the percentage of Black women that are mothers, nearly half of them are single, never married mothers. But the statistic don't even really tell the story. As bad as that stat is, that don't really tell the story. That don't really tell the story. Because in today's hookup culture, fornication culture, with the marital rates going down across the board and across demographics, just because people not getting married don't mean they're not hunching. Okay? And if you hunching, you coming up with kids. So a lot of different women, white women and Black women alike, champion so-called women's health care. And we know what that means, going to Planned Parenthood and being able to delete your mistake without hindrance and without questions being asked to you or anything like that. So it's not just Black women that are going crazy over that, Mrs. Cartwright go crazy over it too. Because she doing the same thing. But she got sense enough not to make herself the face of it. Just like with DEI, she got sense enough not to put herself as the mascot for foolishness, even when she participates. And I don't know what it is about our Black women that participate in foolishness, and because you participate in it, now you have to justify it. Now you got to validate it. Now you have to uphold it and uplift it and act like it was a good thing that you were doing this. When I say the stat don't really tell the story, what I mean is, unlike other demographics of women, Black women collectively have managed to make an entire subculture out of it. Coining the term baby mama. Black women coined that term. Baby mama. Not the mother of his children. And they had to come up with baby mama because of the way in which they were having children and the reasons that they was having them. Because these wasn't even situations to where it was divorces or marriages that were falling apart, and there were children as a part of the marriage, and so now they're divorced and she's taking care of the children. It went from calling these women single mothers, which at least in the title had a little bit more dignity to it. Baby mama just meant you was popping out a kid, and who knows what the situation was that you popped the kids out. So a baby mama is a woman that has had a child or children by one or more men that she was never committed to. And this is why I stop people whenever I hear it. A married couple because married couples don't usually refer to each other as baby daddy, baby mama, because it's a disrespectful term. The term itself, baby daddy, baby mama, indicates the flimsiness and the nothingness of the situation that bore the kids. So it was terms made up to indicate that, yes, these two people had children, but they were not in anything so honorable as a committed relationship in order to even have those children. Baby mama is an indicator that these women are not wives, and they are not even proper mothers. They did not have children for the purpose of motherhood. They didn't have children for the purpose of being mothers. That was not the reason that these women were having children. Okay? My baby said it started in Jamaica with the word baby mother, baby mama, and baby father. Okay. I didn't know that. So the term itself, the terms themselves indicate how crazy the situation was. These women are not having children for the love or for the desire of wanting to be a mom, wanting to experience motherhood. They effectively took the honor out of being a mother. How did y'all hyenas manage to devalue something that women have a biological imperative to do? How y'all manage to devalue that? Women have a biological imperative to have children. We get that. It's the women who don't feel any desire to have children ever are in the minority. They're in the small minority too. Small. And it's usually women that have trouble conceiving in the first place. But the vast majority of women have a biological imperative to have children. We get baby fever and everything. Hormones be revved up. You can't think of nothing but the pregnancy, the baby, having a baby, being pregnant with the baby, nursing the baby, taking care of the baby. You think about it. You take yourself mentally through the entire process. The excitement that surrounds it. Women don't ever really think about the hardship that might come along with the pregnancy. Women accept that. Women accept that no matter how much I want a child, I want the child bad enough that whenever I get pregnant, whatever I got to go through, whether it be extreme sickness or whether it be bedridden or whether I have to, you know what I'm saying, really be careful, or, you know what I'm saying, other things happen to you when you're pregnant, women are more than willing to go through it in order to even be pregnant in the first place. Thank you, Miss Sabrina. We be worried about naming the baby. No sooner than we figure we pregnant, we go through the entire cycle of motherhood in our heads. No sooner than the pregnancy test say yes, we already mothers. We're already doing it. So this is a biological imperative that women have. We love the whole concept of that. And even when we go through it and it was difficult, no matter how difficult and painful, women being in labor for 36 hours, you ask her, I'm gonna have another one. Yeah, I want to try again for another baby. She ain't thinking about all the stuff that she went through. She remember it, but it don't mean nothing. So she's not worried about none of that other stuff. It's heavy. It's heavy on women. That baby stuff is a heavy thing. So how did y'all manage to make something so beautiful, something so wonderful, something that women who can't do it cry tears at night for not being able to, will go through anything that they monetarily can go through, all kind of procedures to be able to have children. They cry for it, they pray for it, they, you know what I'm saying, they do anything to have children. Women who can't have children, for the most part, like that's a point of sadness for them. It's a point like of emptiness for them. Because it was like, okay, I'm a woman. What did I do? I didn't even do what women do. And y'all managed to make it something out of the boneyard. This is what I be talking about when hyenas always doing something and then take it over, and now it's associated with hyenas. Kids is associated with hyenas. Kids is associated with hyenas. Let's just be real. Women with children, it's associated, like it's a bad association with that. You made such a subculture out of it that I have been able to break down at least 3 subcategories for the baby mama. The first is the celebrity / career baby mama. This is how deep y'all done took it. The celebrity and or career baby mama. These are the women who specifically go around ballers, rappers, men with money, usually high profile men, in order to get pregnant and have a child that is a meal ticket and or a part of her clout. She purposely goes around to be a groupie for rappers, for ballers, for athletes, for whatever the case. And she purposely get pregnant by these men in order to have a child for the meal ticket and for the clout that being ex man's baby mama. This is how these chicks is referred to, and they don't mind being referred to in that way. Shit, this one is such and such as baby mama. This one is such and such baby mama. They made it such a thing where the same chick will have a baby by this rapper and then that ball player. Or you know what I'm saying? So they sharing, quote unquote, they sharing baby mamas. And this is a whole subculture that they've created. The BBL subculture was created around it. The BBL, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get the surgeries and all that kind of stuff, the weaves, the big makeup, all of that, getting dolled up like that, and having that persona, having that aesthetic, all came and was built around and with the whole career baby mama situation. Most of them chicks got BBL bodies. Most of them chicks was nobodies. These women were nobodies. So they concocted an entire subculture of baby mamaism. So you got the women who was nobodies, and then you got the women who were actual celebrities or popular or having some type of career that opted to be baby mamas. That's the subgroup of that subgroup. Women that didn't need to be baby mamas. Cardi B did not need to be a baby mama. She just became a baby mama. Her other 3 kids was kids at least by her husband. Like I said before in another video, it don't matter the condition of her marriage. That is what it is. But at bare minimum, she didn't even have children before she got married to Offset. So it wasn't like she had kids before Offset. She had kids before Offset. All 3 of them kids, the first 3 kids is his. This last one isn't. And this last one made her a baby mama. How you go from the wife Monica to baby mama Veal? Why would you even want to be in there? Because it's been coddled and it's been taken from a place of shame to a place of how women can get status, or how they, or at minimum, you can't, quote unquote, you can't shame them for it. Then you got the second group. This group of baby mamas is not with famous men or rich men or high profile men. These are the failed relationship, situationship baby mamas. The failed relationship / situationship baby mama. This one has been in a series of failed relationships and or a series of situationships. And these failed relationships and situationships she's been in have resulted in multiple children. She was in a relationship with this guy for 5 years. She had a baby by him. They broke up. Then she was, she had a couple of guys, and then she got into another relationship. That was about 3 years. She had a baby by him. So now she got 2 baby daddies and 2 babies. She thinks now somehow it ain't nothing wrong with this because she was in a quote unquote relationship to have these babies. You weren't married, and now you got 2 babies and 2 baby daddies. So you're in these little fake relationships where y'all just vibing into it. Now y'all done move together. That whole situation, that group of baby mamas come from the dysfunction of not having no marriages and quote unquote not wanting no marriage. Marriage is a trap. Yet, all you do is go from man to man and have these babies by them to quote unquote fix the relationship or save the relationship or whatever. These I would wager make up the bulk of the baby mamas, that group there. Because you moving in and around these guys. Sharing them, you trying to one up his previous baby mama, all that foolishness, all of that. I'm going to have 2 of his babies. What? When I was reading the statistics about this today, it was breaking it down by generation. And it's saying that the group of baby mamas that's in that 47%, the majority of them, like 50% of them are the millennial women. So the ones of y'all 30s, y'all. They're the most between Gen X and Gen Z. Gen Z having less of the children. The millennial women are doing the most with the baby mama stuff. Not being wives, can't be wives. So this group of baby mamas that I'm talking about with the failed relationship, this having these babies for them is not so much about money. Okay? It's not so much about money. Hear what I'm saying? Because these women are having children by regular guys. The men that they're having children by don't have any exorbitant amounts of money. These are regular average men. These are regular average women having children with regular average men. It's not about money for them. It's not about clout because there's no money and clout to be had from this. I would have to find it again, miscellaneous, because I actually looked at a couple of different sites that was breaking stuff down, and it made sense to me that the millennial women would be the most, because the single motherhood rate went up with Gen X when we was teenage girls. We wasn't being watched. It was in the middle of the crack era. And a lot of girls didn't have a put together home. The boomer parents, our boomer parents, was on drugs. So once your mama and your daddy on drugs, there's nobody to watch you. So you kind of doing whatever. And that's how Gen X girls started getting pregnant. No more structure in the home. You know what I'm saying? Your mama and your daddy out doing drugs. They on benders and stuff. So they not watching you. So when you don't have nobody watching you, you know, you got the girls that was just good girls and they wasn't going to get pregnant no way. But then you had the other girls who was a little bit more fast, and so they was having kids. But in our generation, during that time, that was shameful. We did not champion that. We thought that was crazy. Because it was like, okay, because that was the whole thing about teenage, like teen moms. The teen mom thing, that kind of exploded with Gen X girls around about 15, 16, 17 years old. So, you know, the way Black people handled it, we did not celebrate that. I don't care if your mom was on drugs or not. What you pop up pregnant for? So now we got to do something about that, because she was still shamed for that. Parents was putting their daughters out and sending them to their grandma, sending them to, you know what I'm saying? Because how dare you bring a child into this house? So that was not a celebrated thing for Gen X girls. It was a byproduct of foolishness that was going on in the community as a whole. So during like the late 80s and the 90s, as the family structure was being broken down like that, like to a crazy degree, that's when you started having more like teen moms. So even the other girls in school was like, you pregnant? Like that was a scandal. For us, that was a scandal. It was a scandal to us. I don't know what it is to disagree with, because I lived that. I'm Gen X. I lived it. I watched these girls. So now those Gen X girls had to raise them kids. Mostly they was raising them by themselves, because you know what I'm saying, he was just a little high school boy or whatever. Some of the boys stuck around, tried to be dads, tried to get a job, tried to help out. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just like the boys just completely ran off from the girls, but we talking about, for the most part, teenagers and young people. So they didn't really have much to help out with. So for the most part, it was a struggle for these girls. So they started raising the kids more kind of by themselves. They kind of had their mama help. Sometimes they would have their family help, so it was a little bit better. However, they started urging that perpetuation of have your own, go to school, you know what I'm saying, was pushed to their children. Okay? Because what we have to understand is the millennials was born in the 90s. Millennials was born in the late 80s and the 90s. Okay? So while we're 15, 16, 17 in the 90s, the Gen X, the millennials are growing up watching this. The family structure has broken down even more. By the time the millennials start growing up and being able to have little boyfriends and stuff like that, the family structure was worse than it was when we was coming up. Just a few years earlier, it was even worse. So they had even less guidance, even less supervision, even less oversight to them. So yeah, they was coming up with a bunch of kids. Once they got of age, they was coming up with a bunch of kids. And that dysfunction carried on. Now those same women are like in their 30s. They still doing it. Okay. All right. The older millennials was with boomer parents. The young millennials had older Gen X parents. Because remember, the teen moms of Gen X ain't but about 15 or 16, maybe 17 years older than their children. Because that's how young they was having them. Anyway, I gotta go. We gotta do a commercial break, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna finish this because there's a third category. But after these messages, we'll be right back. Because I need everybody to go to ashkicking.com. All right. Go to ashkicking.com if you want to keep your skin looking and feeling its absolute best. And you need this body butter that's on the screen right now. You need to go to ashkicking.com. If it's going to be your first order, please take 10% off using the promo code Crimson at checkout. Once again, that link is ashkicking.com. Okay. Oh, you guys are bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button. Bam, bam. You got to go ahead and hit the like button. Let me get to these super chats. Thank you. Blackhawk said, could baby mamas have kids out of wedlock for unconditional love? Thank you, Charles Bullet, for your super sticker. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, High Tolerance. Said, good afternoon, CC. Our parents failed us normalizing and shacking up, common law, dead end situationships. Rolling Stones and baby showers were promoted over marriages. We saw more than we should have seen growing up. Thank you so much. I appreciate you as well, High Tolerance. And thank you, Miscellaneous, for your contribution. I appreciate you, sweetheart. So we had the situationship baby mama. Just to recap, we had the first category. The first subcategory was the celebrity / career baby mama. These are the BBL girls, the groupie girls, the ones that's having babies by, high profile, the rappers, the ballers, blah, 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 blah. These are these women. Having children for clout, for meal tickets, those women. The second subcategory was the failed relationship / situationship baby mama. This baby mama, I would wager without any stat in front of me, I would say that this is probably the bulk of baby mamas. That subcategory, the second one, the failed relationship situationship baby mama. She done been in and out of these so-called long-term relationships, 3 years, 5 years, 2 years, this, that, and the third. She has racked up children from these. These are not commitments. These were never married. I'm not talking about divorced women. I'm talking about women who kind of vibed with a guy. She was with him for about 6 months to a year. Boom, she pregnant. That. For these women, it's not about money like the first category. Okay? She's doing this because this is a dysfunction of hers. She thinks that she's going to keep these men, or that the baby is going to rectify something, or that, you know what I'm saying? She's got all these erroneous ideas as to the reason why she wanted to have these babies in these situations. When I say the money was not the thing, it's because she didn't get with a guy that had a lot of money. These are average women and average men. The only reason why she do the child support thing, it is about the child support is the consolation prize for the relationship not working. So the reason why you will have women like that take the men through the child support and blah, 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 that's the consolation prize. The relationship did not work. So now there's bitterness involved, and it's a consolation prize for the failure of that relationship. She failed to become a wife. She failed to secure a committed relationship. So, you're going to help me with this kid. Now that we got this kid, you're going to come up out some money for this kid. Whatever it is that you got, it don't got to be a whole lot, because I know you ain't some type of millionaire, nothing like that. But it is what it is. Then you have the third category, the broken baby mama. The broken baby mama does not need any special circumstance to have children. The broken baby mama does not need any special circumstance to get pregnant. She's getting pregnant and birthing children to fill her own void. The purpose of the children is to fill her own void and to express her own dysfunction and her own lower self-worth, self-value, self-esteem. The children are a vehicle to express the demons in her life. She needs no particular circumstance for this. The children are no more than like doll babies. Okay? The children is baby dolls. Okay? The children is baby dolls. For her, the children is baby dolls. Now, if she can get, this is usually the hood baby mama too. So if she could get more food stamps and stuff like that, that's a plus. She gonna put them on her, she gonna put them on her account or whatever. They gonna give us some more stamps, this, that, and the third, whatever government assistance that she could get for having them, because she not worried about child support from the men. Sometimes she don't know them men. Sometimes she don't care about contacting those men. The men are not the focal point for her. The men are not the focal point. She's not fixated on the men. She's fixated on the pregnancy and the birth. The reason why she fixated on the pregnancy and the birth, and it fulfills something for her, is because many times it's the attention that pregnant women get. People will typically coddle a pregnant woman. They'll concede to a pregnant woman. They don't want to upset her too much. They don't want to, do things to her or whatever the case. Again, she gets attention. She could get a baby shower. She could get people saying, oh, okay, oh, you pregnant? That kind of thing. It's attention. It fills a void for her. Whatever that void is, having babies and birthing them fills it. Now, usually, like I said, these are hood women. But I'm going to give y'all an example of a popular woman or at least a woman whose name you would know that I believe fits the category of a broken woman that has children to fill her own void, would be Kiki Wyatt. Unfortunately, I think that she has those children because they feel something for her that I don't think she can feel for herself. Now, she'll go through like the marriage ceremony and stuff. So all of those children are not children that's out of wedlock. But for her, that's not even the point. She just want to have them. She just want to have them. She just want the children. Okay. Excuse me. She just want the children. So the broken baby mama has the children for an emotional crutch, attention. It fills a void. It validates her in a way that she can't do her own self. She's got a lot of self-image issues, self-value issues. She got a lot of dysfunctions and trauma that she is not working through. She uses the children to do it, and the children don't do it. These women are the most abusive to their children, and they're the most neglectful to their children. This subgroup of baby mamas are the most abusive to their children, and they are also the most neglectful of their children, because once those children reach puberty or just before, they lose the luster. The shine wear off of them kids. They're not little babies that they can dress up and make them look cute and roll them in a stroller, and people like, oh, that's a cute little baby. That kind of thing. Once them kids get about 7, 8, 9 years old, they're a burden, because you can't dress them up like baby dolls no more. You know what I'm saying? Now they need raising. Now they need examples. They need rearing. They need rearing. They need life lessons. They need all of that. And these women can't give it to them. So because they can't give it to them, they take their anger out on the children. So they become abusive towards the children. And or apathetic towards the children. The children start raising themselves. I don't care if you go to school or not. You hungry, huh? Very annoyed, very irritated about the children. This is why when they get old enough to have jobs and stuff like that, they extract money out of, help me pay this rent, help me pay these light bills. And if the children don't want to do that, you got to get out. In none of these cases are these women having kids for the sake of motherhood. All of this baby having, and it's got little to do with a genuine desire to actually have children. All of it is having a kid for another ulterior motive. It's not for the sake of the kids. It's not for, man, I'm in this loving relationship. Me and my husband talked about it. We're going to try for children. I really want to be a mom. He really wants to be a dad. We really want to build this family. Let us build this family. It's not even about that. 8 times out of 10, it's not about that. Because while these hyenas running around here trying to talk about women like me, calling me a pick-me, because I want to be good to my husband and because I want to be a good wife, y'all the biggest pick-me's out there. Y'all hyenas always projecting something, because y'all do anything to have a man. And I do mean anything, including neglect your kids. It's a bunch of y'all out here that be having a bunch of kids, and y'all will dish them kids off to anybody who will take them just so you can be in a man face, and that man don't even like you. He don't even like you. He don't even want you. Y'all kids be all in DCFS. Y'all kids be all in the system. And you will run around here act like you ain't got no kids. You be having like 5 kids, all of them in the system. You tell me what a pick-me is. Because how you give up your kids, how you neglect your kids, how you ain't worried about your kids, but you running up behind a dude. You running up behind a dude. He don't even like you. The fact that you got to run up behind him tell you that he don't want you. You so busy trying to see what another dude doing. You so busy trying to see what girl he talking to. Feed your kids. Get out that man face and help your kids do their homework. No, that's too much like right. Where they daddy at? Y'all don't even have enough empathy for the kids to send them to their father if you don't want to have nothing to do with them. If you don't want to have nothing to do with them, if you a deadbeat mama, y'all don't even have enough empathy for the kids to say, let me give you to your daddy. Because do you even know who their daddy is? Do you even know where their daddy is? Do their daddy even want them? Did you pick a dude that told you he didn't want no kids and you had kids anyway, then he got ghosts on you? He don't want them kids. He don't want them kids and he don't want you. And y'all will be walking around here like literally like y'all ain't got no kids. Y'all be having a whole tribe of kids. Somebody get to digging around. Well, I got 2 kids. Well, where your kids at? They are in a foster home. They in a foster home. And you grinning and skinning in some dude's face and your kids in a foster home? You trying to go to the club to get a drink and get your cheeks clapped and your kids is somewhere in a foster home? And you can sleep at night? You worried about getting some guy off an app somewhere? You so busy scrolling through the T app. You don't even know where your kids at and what's happening to them. The woman that was in Detroit just this past winter, who babies passed away in the cold, you should have sent them kids somewhere. Like I said before, their father would not have had an opportunity to have to ask me no questions. I'd have went right to his house. I would have went right to his house. I don't care who he was living with. I'd have went right over there. You better get him. You better get him. Because I'm running around here. I'm homeless. I'm pillar to post. It's cold. They ain't going to make it. You either want them or you don't. They ain't going to make it. I'd have put him on there. I'd have put him on his doorstep. I'd have put him on his doorstep. And if he could have called me whatever he wanted to call me, I wouldn't have cared what kind of name he called me. These yours. And they was his because it looked just like him. That's your daddy. Go to your dad, ring the bell. What you doing here with kids? They yours. These is yours. If you want to do a DNA test, we can do that. But these yours. And I'm pillar to post. It's cold. We be cold. They was sick a couple of weeks ago. They still kind of sick. I don't think they gonna make it. You need to take care of them. Take care of them. You get them. You get them or you bury them. Raise them or bury them. Which one you want to do? I guarantee you he'd have got them. Somebody. Because if he turn your way, I'm sending him to the police station. I'm going to send them somewhere so I don't have to bury them. somewhere so I don't gotta bury him. Because he was sitting around saying, well, I asked her what was going on. I wouldn't even have gave him an opportunity for that. I would showed up at his doorstep with them kids, bundled up. Best I could bundle them up. But y'all sympathizes with baby mama-ism too much. You made a whole subculture out of it that you celebrate. And you don't want to be better than that. Because that's what you feel like you're just good for, slayed up somewhere to pop some baby for whatever kind of ulterior alternative motive that you have. I don't know how y'all manage to devalue a woman's womb. With all this talk about what value do women bring, and the only thing that y'all can think of, and a lot of times the only thing a man can think of is that when you had kids, and you devalued that. You made that garbage. You made that garbage. The only thing of significance that a woman can do that a man absolutely cannot. One of the biggest things of significance one of the most powerful things, and men cannot do it. Y'all managed to make it garbage. Y'all managed to make it garbage. Treat your wombs like trash. Or like ATMs. I'm gonna pop this baby out. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get this one and that one to pay for it. And this is no matter how many women that was in your situation before that tell you don't do that. So it ain't, I can't even, you don't even get the excuse of saying what you didn't know. It's a whole group of women on the internet, off the internet, in your life that talk to you directly, that tell you stop doing that. Do not do that. Do not just be popping these babies out. Do not just be having these babies. You ain't got no type of relationship. This man will not even like you. Y'all are not even really in nothing. Yet you pregnant. Yet you pregnant. These men ain't sugar honey iced tea, but stay pregnant by them. What is you doing? So please, y'all, do not think that these women that's out here doing that always have a cheerleading team behind them that tell them it's okay. They be having at least 2 to 3 women that's their peers and that's older than them that tell them stop doing that. And they don't listen. They don't listen to it. You stay pregnant. You got women around you that emphatically tell you, don't be trying to get pregnant. Why are you trying to get pregnant? Why? Why would you be trying to get pregnant? By him. Why? Why? What was the reason? What's the reason? Thank you, Rock Fresh, for your super stick. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Thank you, Bakish, for your contribution. Always a pleasure and always appreciated. Thank you so much. Thank you, TZ. Say you right. I'm a millennial, and all the girls I graduated high school with had kids during high school or immediately after. Thank you so much, Mogul, for your contribution, sweetheart. Thank you, Pierre. Said back in the 80s and 90s, they was giving single mothers food stamps and cash for each child back then. And they were. I purposely left that part out because that's a different rabbit hole that I wanted to talk about. But they definitely was doing that. Thank you, CMC. Say I'm cooking. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Appreciate your high tolerance. I dated a female many moons ago whose parents weren't together yet legally married. She told me her mother wasn't divorcing to maintain access to his pension and life insurance from the post office. Thank you, Miss Mia, for your Miss Maya, for your super sticker. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Thank you again, Rock Fresh, for your super sticker. Thank you. Tech said any woman that denies her kids to chase a man or be out in the streets is a true pick-me. Exactly. Thank you, Baby Funk said a funk box becoming less valuable than the peso. Not a peso. Y'all be coming up with something, don't y'all? Not a peso. He said a peso. Is it worth less than a yen? How was yen's worth? Is yen still worth? Ooh. Ain't that something? Not a peso. Y'all doing too much. He said peso. Ooh-wee. Ooh. Uh-uh. All right, before we get out of here, everyone go to crimsoncure.com. Here you can book a coaching session with me. Okay, all you have to do is click this link right here, and it ends up taking you to the landing page where you can book a 2 or a 1 hour session. It's a very simple, easy process that allows you to choose your own time and date for a session, whichever times and dates are actually available. And this is a very easy, simple process to do. Takes no time at all. And so you'll be able to book a session. If you want to go ahead and purchase the book, all you have to do is scroll down just a little bit, and you can purchase the book by simply clicking buy now. It takes you safely and securely through PayPal in order to get your copy of Reclaiming the Black Feminine. If you want some of these charts, we got the 10 life value, the 4 Ps, the loss value, and the Bio-Cultiron charts just for free download. All you have to do is hit the download button, and it is completely free. Okay. So we're going to get on up out of here. Oh, you know what? I lost my thought just that fast. Never mind. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.